If you've been struggling to create accessible forms in PDF or even Word, Venngage may be your solution. Forms in Venngage Part 1 video will demonstrate how to build a form in Venngage using information from an existing form. The Part 2 video will cover how to check and fix accessibility in Venngage and in Acrobat after exporting to a PDF. Let's get started. With Venngage open, select New Design. In the search box, type blank and press Enter. Select Blank Canvas. Name the file by typing or copying and pasting the title of the original form into the blank field to the right of File. On the left menu, select Brand Kit. From the My Brand drop-down, select NESCC Form. This will preload branding colors, fonts, and logos to speed up form creation. Look over the original form before creating in Venngage. When a screen reader enters Forms mode, only the form fields are announced. Consider reorganizing the form to make it more user-friendly for all users. Thoughtful design is important. The form I'm working on doesn't have large amounts of text, but it does have clear sections. I'll begin by placing the title and any headers. To do this, select the text icon on the left menu. Select Heading 1 for the title. Copy and paste the title into the box. Either right-click and paste as plain text, or use Ctrl+Shift+V to paste. How you paste is important because you don't want to bring over any hidden code that could cause issues. I'll center the text and adjust the box size. I'll move the heading to the top. Notice that a vertical line appears to help center the text box. Next, I'll place any heading 2s needed. You can select heading 2 like we did with heading 1, or drag it onto the form, which is what I'll do. Copy and paste the heading text. Notice there isn't a heading for the information about the program choice. I'll add an additional heading for this section and label it Program Information. And then include heading 3s for King University information and Northeast State Community College information. Now I'm ready to add the form fields. Under Personal Information on the original form are several form fields. To access the form fields in Venngage, select Elements from the left menu and then Forms. 4 options are available. Signature for a signature box, allowing the user to sign digitally. Short text field for items like names, dates, emails, and phone numbers. The long text field is for multi-line responses, and the selection field is for radio buttons and checkboxes. Form fields can be added in the same manner as headings, either by selecting or dragging. The first field is for a date. Select Edit and change the label to Date. Under the Field Type section, there are options to format the field. By default, text is selected, but email, password, date, and number are available. This is a date, so I'll select Date. Next, the form has name fields. The original has 3 spots for first, middle, and last name, but you may want to consider combining these into a single field. I'll combine them and label it Full Name. I'll go ahead and quickly add the rest of the text fields under Personal Information. Now I'm ready for the delivery preference questions. I'll use a selection field. Select Edit. For the question, I'll add Type of Academic Delivery Preferred, and then add each answer choice. Only 3 choices are needed, so I'll delete the 4th. By default, the choices are vertical, but to save space, I'll use the horizontal layout like the original form. Next, I'll add a short text field and edit the label to say Academic Program of Interest. There are 2 boxes to check, so a selection field is needed. A question doesn't exist on the form, so I need to come up with a prompt. Both are about affirmations, so I'll add a prompt that says, select each to confirm your agreement. This time, I'll toggle on the multiple selections so both can be selected, and delete the 2 unused choices. I'll add the text into the 2 options. For the Northeast State section, I'll quickly add them. The last section starts with a selection field. The original doesn't have a question, so I'll create a descriptive prompt. I'll write Status of Application. Since all can be selected, I'll toggle on multiple selection and then add the choices. I'll add short text field for start date, add the label. For the type of enrollment, notice there are 3 choices in parentheses. Instead of making this a text field, use a selection field so users can select one of the 3 choices instead of needing to write out their selection. Use a short text box for the initial academic advisor assigned. And for the notes, I'll use the long text field. The original form has the King University logo, which I want to include. Select Images and add the logo. The Northeast State logo would be beneficial as well. Select Brand Kit and choose a logo. Now that all content is on the form, I want to rearrange it so it looks better. Don't be afraid to turn a digital form into more pages than the original. Less crowding will make it visually appealing and easier for users. Let me quickly arrange the content. There are alignment and distribution tools available. Grouping items together can be helpful. Select Icons on the left menu if you want to add items such as lines, rectangular boxes, and icons. Venngage marks icons as decorative. This will work for most uses, but if an element is essential to the content, be sure to add descriptive alt text. This form didn't require signatures, but I'll add a signatures section. Add a signature form field for the student's signature and resize the field. Notice that a label isn't included with the signature field. You'll need to add a paragraph text block and add who needs to sign. Because the form spans multiple pages, you may decide to include the page numbers. To do this, select Page Numbers at the top. If it's not there, click outside the page to deselect all elements. Enable Page Numbers by toggling the option. Venngage automatically positions the page numbers in the lower right corner. Now that the form fields are added and organized, I'm ready to check the accessibility. Please join me in Part 2, where I'll cover checking the accessibility.